So welcome to another episode of Adding Perspective with Josh. I'm Josh.
Coach Nrgy.
Aphrodite.
I am hip hop artist Black Egypt.
There you go. Let's go. So today's topic, we're going to talk about change a little bit. We're going to talk about, when things change in life, sometimes why is it so difficult for people to accept change? And you can say that from an individual standpoint, or you can say that even from a relationship standpoint when things change. Why is it so difficult to accept? And to me, I guess whenever I looked at that particular question, it's like sometimes people don't accept change because, you have those people that are set in their ways, like they're comfortable, like with the way that they do things. So it's kind of hard to just really just be like, okay, if this has been working for me for like 20 years, why do I want to change it now? Or if you think it's been working for you 20 years, why do you want to change it now?
That part.
Yeah. So to me, like I said, I think it's just a mindset thing. Like where are you at on change? But that's just one man's opinion. I don't know. I don't know everything. I know some stuff. Try to fill it out. So when it comes to change, what do you guys think? Like, why do you think people, they don't land on that whole change thing?
Yeah, I think it's the fear of the unknown, not knowing what's on the other side of the change. When we don't know what we're about to get into, we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. The human mind will go into this this protective mode or this fear type of mode because of the lack of the information on the other side.
Yeah, I think fear is a strong motivator for not changing. It is, okay?
It is.
Not at all. I think it's kind of worse when depending on, well, I think fear in general, I don't think fear has an age thing, right? Like depending on what age you are, maybe, the fear is greater or something.
No, it might have an age because, when they get older, they have that type of fear. It's like they really like not trying to change, especially if they don't know like what's gonna change on the other side. So I do understand. I think it does have an age.
Yeah. So what about those people that are selective with change? Like those people that change the thing that they want to change and the other stuff, they just gotta leave it alone,
Well, we all could be selective at times. You know how that life works.
Yeah, but it's different though. Like it's different depending on the stage in life you're in. Because if you got to change something in your life, and people have been telling you, hey, you got to change this, you got to change this, you got to change this, and you still ain't did it, you select it. Like you just don't want to change.
Yeah, but it's nothing like the person who's telling them can do about it. That's the mind shift. They have to be able to shift their mind and know that first of all, they gotta admit this that they really need to change. Mm-hmm. It just come in the show up of yourself. You have to show up for yourself in those conversations. Somebody can tell you all day, but when it comes down to it, especially if they don't believe they need to change, they're not going to change at all whatsoever. So it's a mind shift. Like, okay, especially if everybody's saying the same thing over and over again, like they just don't want to change at that point, or they just don't want to see it, or they just like who they are, and it is what it is. It's like you just gonna accept this part of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they may not see anything wrong that needs to be changed. So lack of awareness could be another reason.
Yeah. I mean, what?
What's wrong?
It reminds me of a situation. People they know they need to change.
There you go.
It's simple. You can't hide from the truth, right? I think people decide not to change. Also, I know you said the comfort level, but it could be painful also, right? It could be painful to them to change, or very discomforting because people, when you ask someone to change, sometimes you think you're trying to change them, right? And it's not. You're trying to help you grow and be better, and sometimes that could be very discomforting. That's what I believe, because I believe you say lack of awareness. That's true, but people should be smart enough if they keep hearing the repetitive conversation that, hey, you may need to change on smoking, right? And you may need to change on smoking because you got lung disease. It's like, some people it's just a creature of habit. So,
Yeah.
but we all are, right? So,
Yeah.
we all have our different aspects of things we need to change. I'm not changing for nobody.
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean,
Here we go.
Okay.
And it has started.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, that's good product placement right there. Like, I ain't changing. I mean,
Because this
I
is
ain't doing
exactly who the ones who need to change. Like, I ain't changing for nobody.
Right.
It has started. Okay.
But like I said, the change thing is, I want to say subjective. If you want to talk about change, because like I said, I think when people look at themselves and they think that, hey, I'm perfect, ain't nothing wrong with me. I don't need to change nothing. I think a lot of that just depends on how you look, how you view yourself too, like how you view yourself.
And I also think it depends on who's saying it, because just to pick it back on what Demetrius said, you have to consider the source. Let's just be truthful, because sometimes it could be, a person trying to change you and you just not with it. It's just the truth of the matter. We could pick it back and we could really be truthful on that and put that out there too as well. So you got to consider the source. And everybody who certain people who tell you need to change, might need to look in the mirror sometimes.
Yep.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
So I think that could also be an excuse too.
It could be an excuse, but sometimes it's very true.
If you say it like that, they may not hear it. Okay. If you say it like that, oh, it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I mean, I'm just being honest. It's the delivery, it's the person.
Mm-hmm.
You have to consider all that, because even if they do need to change and you tell them that, your delivery could be really off. And if your delivery off, they're not going to receive that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So would you say that people are more prone to change if it comes from somebody that they respect?
Yes.
Right.
If they don't respect that person, believe me, they're not. It's nothing they can say. They could go stand on a building and jump down. It's nothing that they're gonna say that's gonna make them change, because they have no respect for them.
Yeah. So how about those instances where even when it does come from somebody that you respect, you still don't change?
Well, that's a whole totally different story. So that means, they just don't want, we have to recognize the change. Like, let's be honest. We have to recognize the change. Even if the person respects you, or I respect them, or whomever respects them, the person on the receiving end has to recognize, that particular change that they're speaking about. And if they recognize it and then you analyze it, because come on now, and it just say keep it simple, but we already know we're going to overanalyze that thing and think about it like, is this or what's this? It could be a lot to play into it, or it could be just, I'm not doing it. And it's okay too. That's their choice.
Yeah.
Analysis paralysis.
Yeah, I would see that. But what happens when you get put into a situation where it's a forced change situation? Like, it's a forced thing.
Oh, it's uncomfortable. Forced changes are uncomfortable. And that comes from when Demetrius said it could be painful. It could be painful, it's uncomfortable. And of course, being that it's forced, you have no other choice.
For sure. But that's also correction, I believe too, because I can think of a situation, someone very close to me who has a problem with drugs, right? And the only way you can get this person to get off drugs or drinking, they have to go to jail, right? That's
Mm,
very painful, but maybe necessary.
right. I agree with that.
Yeah. That goes along with another reason, maybe not to that extreme, but where people don't change because they just don't want to do the work that's required. They don't want to input that discipline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
it could be
Because you got to do in commitment. It takes commitment too, you know. They might not want to be committed to the process.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Their why isn't strong enough. The reason behind or the motivation behind the need for the change is not quite strong enough for that particular person to make the change.
Yeah. Or they could be looking at, the situation wrong, right? So they
Yeah.
could be
Right.
looking so they
It
could be
depends on how they look at it too. You're right.
so they could be looking at all the, obstacles
Negative.
that's what I'm saying, all the stuff that they're gonna incur trying to make this change, and they just like, okay, it's not worth it.
And it can be discouraging. You
It
know,
is.
the thing
It
about
is.
it is change bring about a lot, right?
Mhm.
So when you think about change, and we can just put it in the habit of a person might need to change their money or they might need to change their health. Because both of those could be very detrimental if you don't get it right, right? So when you think about that, and you could think about like all this crazy stuff that, what if I say this $50, then something happened, I gotta go get it could be so much stuff, in a situation. Like I can remember this situation, what this young lady was, she was on her health journey and she lost a lot of weight, but it caused her spine to shift, right? Because we know when weight sit on your body, your body shifts. So it caused her spine to shift, right? So now she's on a journey where she don't want to lose the weight no more, even though she gained some weight back because her back hurt. So her thing is she don't want to go back through the back pain. But you got to understand, like, that's mental, and it's a lot. So when you talk about change and pain, it just depends on how a person pain tolerance too. Because everybody is not tolerant enough to take all that.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you're right. Especially on, I guess, individual basis.
Yeah. You need accountability. Shoot. What you talk about? Start changing stuff. Sometimes you need some accountability. And you need that person. You need that person who's going to say, nope, I don't want to hear it. This is what's going to happen. You need a real, true person. Not nobody who's going to beat around the bush. Not nobody who's going to fake it with you. No, you need somebody that's going to be true and committed with you throughout that process. So you can see the other end of it.
Yep.
So some type of support system.
Yes, it's very vital to have a support system. That's very vital. That's just like Demetrius' situation when he was speaking about the drugs. They have to have a support system, in order to, get through that. It's a lot.
Yeah. So let's flip this equation a little bit. So when we talk about change, when it comes to you changing because you're with a person in a relationship, right?
Mm.
And you have this person that obviously needs to change something in order to make the relationship better.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that they need to make this change to make the relationship better, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So is change in a relationship harder to make than change when you're single and you're not in a relationship?
Yes.
That's a very hypothetical thing, and it's different for everybody. But do you think that it's harder to do, or is it easier to do when you're single than it is in a relationship?
I say yes.
Yes, it's easier, or yes, it's harder.
Yes, it's easier to make changes as a single person versus when you're in a relationship.
Yeah,
Yes, I agree.
I concur.
Black Egypt, what, you on the fence?
A little bit on the fence.
Okay.
Okay.
Because that could be your support system to help you change. If you're doing it alone, it may be harder, mentally, right? So your partner could be your support system to help it make it a little bit easier for you. So that's just a perspective.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I would see that, like you're saying, to a certain degree. I think that sometimes people use the person that they're with as a crutch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Like they lean on them too much because they're there, they're so helpful, all this other kind of stuff. So they're like, okay, let me take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's true. Because people try to take advantage of my positivity, so I get it. You can get all this,
Oh
you
man.
get pieces. I only can give you so much in a day. So, anywho, it's
Mhm.
That is hilarious.
It is. But
maybe try using my positivity at work. Put me in different programs. Like, wait, I can't do that. They create programs around my happiness.
oh man.
So yeah, people can definitely be use you as a crutch. And this can be very draining. Mm-hmm.
Only if you allow it to be draining.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Gotta tell people no, right?
Yep.
Just tell them no.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't do it.
Right. Not today.
Just can't
Yeah.
do it.
Nah.
Pretty
probably-
much. Pretty much.
So I have a situation where I have a friend, right? And maybe y'all can help. So the issue is every time you talk to this person, there's always some negativity coming out. Just the personality. There's always something that is. It's good we talk about this because this is mental health time. So, anywho, but this person is always just insecure, just depressed, and me, because I'm so not there, right? I don't even want to talk to this person, but I can't really say, hey, like, you're being too negative, like, all the time, right? It's just the personality of this person. And like, how would you approach that? Every time you talk to this person, it's always negative, always draining, but you want this person to change and look at life a little bit differently, right? How would you? I can tell you what I did, but how would you approach this?
First of all, I think I report like we good friends. Like what status we in? We friends? We associates? What are we? Because we associates, we ain't even got to talk no more.
Change your number.
Right.
We ain't gotta have a conversation. It's called blocks.
Yeah.
It's like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to know what status we in. Because we associate, we ain't gotta have that conversation. I ain't gotta be bothered with you. Like, nah. So you gotta tell me where we at. Are we what are we? We friends? What are we? Tell me what the status is. What are we?
Let's just say that's possibly your best friend from high school or something.
Okay, so we can do that. Okay. So because I could be very blunt, so I have to watch who I'm talking to.
What?
So
you?
Really?
No, not me. Who, me? Lies they tell. No. I do consider the person themselves, right? I do consider the person themselves. But at the same time, I think you have to know a boundary with that with dealing with a person that's very negative. Because it can't interfere with what you have going on. even if you could be the most positive person and brightest person in the room, if they bring they Debbie Downies to you, you have to watch that. So I had a situation like that where I told them, you know, I told them in the way where they wouldn't be so offended. So we was in a conversation. So I think it depends on the conversation too, because sometimes you can bring it up in a conversation. So we was in a conversation about depression. I think that's what it was. And I was like, you know, sometimes when you speak negative, it can cause depression. Like you need to change your words, because I'm big on words. Like I'm very big on words. Don't come tell me your head ain't killing you, because I'm telling you you're lying. It's not. You know, so I would change their conversation. It is funny now because when they approach me, their whole conversation changes. So they might say something, they might talk real crazy to another friend of ours, but they would not talk like that to me. So I think it's just how you have to know who you're speaking with, you know, and your heart does need to be in the right place. Untruthfully, your heart really needs to be in the right place. But if all else fails, you know, it's called block.
Okay.
That was real quick. It was.
Right.
Block it. Block it. Block it.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Call a mental break. Because you need a break. Like you do need a break.
You do.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do. I just think my philosophy on that, okay, is sometimes, right, I believe that you can help those that want to help themselves. Because if you do it the other way, they're not only going to hurt themselves, they're going to hurt you too. Because they're going to be pretty much stealing your energy, stealing your joy, stealing everything that you are, because you're trying to love on them or support them so much that all they're doing is pulling from you.
Right.
Like that's all they're doing. So that's kind of why my philosophy is a little different. Like I can only help those that want, like they really want to help themselves, because I can want so much from you. I can want the best for you, right? Like I can give you this, I can show you that, but if you don't do anything with the tools, or if you don't try to apply it, it's like just pouring water in a leaky bucket. Like
Right.
it's just gonna leak out. Like the person's not gonna get better. They're just gonna get worse. Like that's my thing. It's a very straightforward, realistic thing. Okay, not to be like harsh or anything like that, but right. Sometimes people have to see that if they want things to change, they have to want to change. Like you can't give them
Right.
the change. Like you can't make them change. Like you can't. You try,
Mm.
might fail, but
But I don't think I blocked them though. So
You didn't? Oh,
no, I didn't
you might want to try that next time.
yeah.
Like it.
So what did you do? How did you handle the situation?
Well, I told them, basically that this particular attitude is not helping me in my situation, because, and I just told them like I just told them exactly what it was, like about their mood and the challenges they may have, but I also said, this is something you got to fix. But what happened was they didn't agree with that, right? They didn't agree with what I said. So this person went to like put it in the group message, hey, do I have this problem? So these people started calling me.
Wow.
I was like, I mean, it is what it is, but that's so many words. That's what happened. But I mean,
Okay. So
I held my ground and told them what it was. But at the end of the day, we all have these things that we may need to change that we see in our own reflection. And so, I think the biggest thing as far as change or change behavior is just being patient with yourself. That's very important too. So
yeah, that is important. Being patient and love on yourself. Like don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah. Don't give yourself an excuse not to change. Okay. Don't give yourself that excuse, because a lot of people they put excuses in front of that change. Like the changes they want to make, they put so many excuses in front of that. Oh, I'm tired, or I can't,
I'm tired is an excuse. They might be tired for real.
Yes, but think about the change, right? Like think about that, right? Like if you on this, say for instance, a lot of people are like like getting physically fit, right? If you're on that journey of getting physically fit, you telling yourself that you're tired, but you want to be physically fit too, is counterintuitive. It's backwards. Like it's like, okay, I want to be physically fit, but I'm tired. But if you fix this one, it might give you more energy. Like you may actually, be a little bit more healthier.
I don't concur with that.
I'm just saying. Like you can't say that you're tired, but it's you're not doing anything to fix it.
Okay, now I can agree with that.
Just saying, like sometimes people just put too many excuses in front of their success. Like too many things you just pile up in front of it.
I can see that.
Because like I said, no matter what your change is, no matter what your goal is, it's not going to come to you. Like it's not going to fall in your lap. Like it's like, okay, boom, I'm changed. Like it doesn't work like that. Like
that's true.
It's not realistic.
It's not.
No, it's not.
But if you think about it, there's so many people out there that may be like that, where you have all these, just kind of off subject, but all these lofty things that you want to do for your life, right? Like all these visions, all these dreams, all these goals, they have to be accomplished somehow, which means that you have to implement change in your life and your routine in order to kind of get to where you need to be.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really off subject. It really goes together,
Yeah.
It wasn't off subject at all, because regardless of how you see it, when it comes down to change, at the end, it's some type of goal you're going to meet, but you also you're telling the truth. You cannot make up every excuse not to be able to make it happen. You got to give. You got to give a lot,
Yeah.
And encourage yourself through the process.
Yep. That's big.
Mm-hmm. The little things.
So
it takes little things to, to help you out.
Are you?
Why
I was laughing at energy. I was laughing at energy.
Like, yeah.
She said, "Yep, that's big." That was just funny. Sorry. Okay.
My ad libs.
Hey, a pre-programmed response right there. Like, yeah. Oh man, that's funny. So is there really a benefit to not changing though, right? Like is there a benefit for the individual or the person for not changing?
Yes.
What's the
Maintaining their integrity, especially in a sense of if they're in a relationship with someone who has ill motives or not the best intentions, and they're trying to manipulate a person to make changes for the benefit of them versus the whole relationship. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I don't see it.
So true.
Ad lib.
But that's the relationship standpoint. But I mean, as an individual with your own set of, goals and, dreams and all that other kind of stuff, is there a benefit for you not changing?
Yeah, for those who are typically structured, who are typically focused, who are typically a person who meets their goals. And then let's just say if they are in an environment that doesn't support them constantly meeting their goals, or if they are around other people who may have more of the lazy type of mentality or lazy sort of actions, and these other people could be in their ear. And so if that person does not change to, slowly become their environment or slowly become like the people that they associate themselves with, then that can be a benefit of not changing in that aspect.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good
That's
way.
different. Yeah. Or by not changing, you could just die. Mhm. Look at this.
So were you wait on that pre-program response? Like, yep. Yeah.
No, because when he comes up with something, I have to be very stoic because it's like I don't know what to say.
Like, yep.
It's very clear. If you do not change, you may die.
Oh man.
That's another one of those. How do you follow up with that? You know?
Like, yep. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't change. That's a good commercial.
You may check out.
The dash may be real quick. That's
Wow.
that's the reality.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, one way of looking at it, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of like what can a person die from if they don't change, just for the listeners?
Right. If your goal, right, if you're inspired, right, to lose weight, I mean, it's simple, right? If you have this goal that you want to lose weight, but you keep overeating, right? You keep eating unhealthy, you're not working out, you may clog your arteries, you may, have some diabetes issues. That's the simplest version, right? And then you may cause yourself to have a very fast life,
Got it. Yeah. Unhealthy habits, not changing those. Got it.
Makes sense. Makes sense,
It does.
It does. So
sorry, when I say it, it makes sense, but maybe the way I say it.
You don't change, you're gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it. Yeah, that's
basically.
That's the gist of
it. A little bit more context, okay.
What about you, Josh or Aphrodite?
Go ahead. What you got? Yes, no? Okay.
No.
No, but I mean the benefit of change. I would say if you don't change, you get to stay in your comfort zone. Like you do. Like you get to stay where you're comfortable at or where you've always been. Which works out for the person because I mean you don't gotta do anything.
True.
Just be yourself.
True.
Right. So I guess from a random individual standpoint, if you don't gotta do anything or any additional work and you just get to stay, like I said, you're winning until you put your goals on top of that and then you lose.
Yep.
Okay.
Makes sense.
It's pros and cons. Like it is. Like I would say it's benefits and then it's like negative points to, change and not change it, right? Because like I said, yeah, you can stay in your comfort zone, but then also it just means you won't accomplish anything.
Or you stay in your comfort zone and you don't change. You just might be single for the rest of your life. How about that?
I mean that's also true.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say that there's not someone out there for everybody?
Listen.
Would you say that?
I mean,
yes, maybe.
Oh, that depends. I guess you can say that depends on what a person choose to accept. So if they choose to accept you being lackadaisical and in your comfort zone and all that good stuff, and it works for them, then it might work for them. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. Guess that's what these random apps are for. So. Go ahead. Or just
The random apps.
Yeah, no, I'm saying just order up you somebody. What?
Said order up somebody.
I mean, just saying, like modern technology, like you can get somebody to your house like Uber. You know what I'm saying? They arrive 30 minutes later. Like just I'm just saying. Like
This is not Instacart. Okay?
I'm just saying, if you think about it, that's how it works now. Okay, like
Does it? So people just ordering Russian brides like they used to back in the day. That's what you're saying.
I don't know if they're Russian brides.
Because they ain't bringing no flowers. Okay,
they might not be no Russian bride, but it took a lot to get brides back then. Like that might not be the case these days. You know,
just saying. You just need one.
Doing my fans page, you know.
And just saying, you just need a credit card and a account. That's all you need.
That don't sound like a bad idea.
Hey, I'm just saying, some
people.
Hey, some apps you don't even need a credit card. You just need 30-day free trial.
Which apps, Josh? Which apps?
I don't know. I'm just
Plenty of fish.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm about to see how much information he know and why he know all this.
Plenty of fish.
I'm just saying, I just know a little bit of
all kind of pretty much.
Just know a little bit about a little bit.
A little bit about
a little. Sound like you know a little bit about a lot, Josh.
Hey, I talk to a lot of people. Okay, just all that information just kind of just seeping in there.
Yeah.
So let's summarize this change thing, though, because I know that was kind of a random moment we just had there.
We back.
But like I said, this topic of change was a really good topic for us to kind of talk about, because
it is.
Like I said, change in general, when we talk about change, is a mindset thing. And it's how the individual looks at change. And sometimes, like I said, when it comes down to changing something specific in your life, I mean, it's going to boil down to you wanting to do it, like you wanting to actually make that change. Because again, I think that's what I guess we've all been collectively saying. It's not like someone can do it for you. Like you can't force a person to want to do something. So in essence, like I said, you just got to make up your mind if you want to do it, like if you want to change. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Good.
Everybody, I mean, last time, you know, everybody had to sign off and stuff. I had to just kind of make me up something.
I love it. I wasn't gonna say nothing until after you start recording.
I'm just saying, but I mean,
you already know I'm coming with mine.
At the end, you're like, I'm Court Nrgy, and I'm done talking.
I'm coming with it.
It's so good. It's so good. It is. It's really good. It is solid. But I'm gonna let you. Anybody got a summary here? So this.
Yeah. So change happens in the mind first before it even happens physically and outwardly and externally. So you do have to make the change, the decision to make the change. You have to see that it's necessary before it actually even starts to play itself out. And one thing that I would say when it comes to making changes, the best and the easiest way to do so is to take small steps. Do small things first to just get that momentum going, to get you started. Because for most people, the hardest part is just starting.
All right.
This is Coach Nrgy. These are my thoughts, and I am done speaking.
Approved. Approved. Okay.
And click on the link in the bio.
Approved. Approved. Okay.
Everybody needs a sign off. I need to have theirs too. Come on.
It's so funny.
Okay.
Uh,
Stop. Let's get this thing right.
okay.
Hmm.
Change. Let's talk about okay, so we're gonna summarize change.
What
Coach
just
Energy,
happened?
Coach Energy threw me off.
Wow.
Like she threw me off a little bit. So I totally agree with Coach Energy when she says it's change, it starts in the mind. But I also think, you know, when you're thinking about the change and you're really trying to do the change, when you start the change, you also need to get an accountability partner, especially when it's really hard for you to achieve those little things. And always give yourself encouragement, even if it's even when you start, encourage, you know, pat yourself on the back because you just starting. Starting is the biggest thing when you have to just show up for yourself. I'm Aphrodite at Fat Girls Chronicles. I'm out.
Oh.
Boom! Boom! Right.
So for me, change, right? I feel like change is a very, very serious topic, a very serious conversation, because change could affect you as a person, your family, your livelihood. But we all know changes can be very discomforting, right? It could just be like painful, right? It can mess up your level of security for yourself. So I believe that change, like Nrgy said, definitely starts in your mind. I've also heard it takes 5 seconds to talk yourself out of something, um, um, of doing something that you may need to do for your life, right? Being patient, acknowledging your fears, is important, and also think that most of the times, like for example, if we're working out, and even if we have an accountability partner, we'll go really hard for like that first week. But then something happens where we miss a day where we don't feel like doing it anymore, right? We don't feel like working out anymore. So, I think even though, like if it's, for instance, if we're talking about working out, just like Nrgy said, just do the small steps, right? Even within the process, just do the small steps. Like even if this is your 5th day of going to the gym, just go, just go run a mile. Just be in the environment will help you also change. So yeah, I'm just leave it at that. And I'm Black Egypt, and that's all I have for you all today.
You approve this message. All right. There you go. See, that's good. I like that. So another great episode, another great topic. In adding perspective with Josh, I'm Josh.
Coach Nrgy.
Aphrodite.
I'm Black Egypt, the biggest.